Did somebody say Splatoons? That's right, you guessed it. Splatoons the game is officially not out yet. We still got like 3 weeks away, but Nintendo has just released a Nintendo Direct on YouTube showcasing everything that you need to know about the game. And if you don't want to sit through that entire half an hour of content, then hey, I'm here to summarize it all for you. Now for this Nintendo Direct, they got very creative. They showcased the entire thing like it was some brand new scientific finding by the Nintendo scientists. These new creatures called Inklings, they're little squids and everything. And I thought that was really charming the way they did that. That was really good, very, very creative. Especially since Nintendo's not known for bringing out brand new exclusive franchises as much as they are for milking their old franchises. So the fact that they're like this, like, hey, we just discovered something new, is pretty cool how they did that. Now this is something neat and not to be discouraged by, but the overworld, everything, the entire aspect of it, has a whole urban aspect to the entire game. All the maps and all the places that you go. It looks a lot like Jet Set Radio in a sense. Like you could easily swap out the maps and the landscapes and everything and put them in a Jet Set Radio game and you wouldn't know the difference. But that's not really a bad thing. I mean, we haven't had a visually colorful game like that in a long time. So Splatoon's doing this. It seems like it was the right time for them to actually do this. So to start things off, they gave us all the basic functions, the ability to transform from a squid to a human. As a human, you're spraying paint around as a squid. You can ride inside the paint. How you can shoot paint on the walls and ride up the walls, how there are certain barrier restrictions where you can't shoot paint on it, so you can't really like ride through those little barriers, but they're very few. It's just more so to make you act, I guess, more strategic. You have to run around as a human and swim around as a squid at certain points. So that's actually pretty good how they're doing that. They're making it very strategic with how you have to travel, so that's looking good. And also, when you're traveling, you don't have to worry about getting pissed off by getting set back by getting killed and having to respawn back at your base. When you get taken out and you respawn, you will be able to use a little catapult spring launch thing to super jump wherever you want on the map. This is perfect for getting a strategic advantage or helping out your friends right after you got splattered and you want to save them, but it can also backfire. Don't shoot yourself in the wrong area, otherwise you're going to make yourself a sitting duck again. And speaking of getting taken out or, you know, shot down, or basically in this game you get blown up, you get hit by too much ink. It's basically the Super Soakers meet Call of Duty meets paintball and this huge ink fest, and it's actually pretty cool the way they put it out. The weapons come in 3 different types. You get the shooter, which is basically reminiscent of assault rifles, shotguns, or what have you. Then you get the charger, which is basically their line of sniper rifles, and the roller, basically the tank. This thing, you just roll right through people, you can splatter ink at them. It's very short range but very strong. It seems kind of OP, but considering you got to get right up on your opponents to do this, it looks very easy to get shot from a distance when you're trying to do this. So strengths and weaknesses. And then of course there are the sub weapons that act as little ink splattering grenades and mines, support items, radar items. But then the final twist are the special abilities. These special abilities, which you can only use once you've charged up the special ability gauge, which you get from splattering ink all over the map consistently. These things do a variety of things. They're the offensive ones that use these huge special abilities to just splatter ink in these huge widespread area and take out anyone that's caught in that radius. Then there's the support ones that allow for shields and stuff. You can shield yourself and your allies at the same time as long as they're, you know, close enough to you. And then you finally have the radar specials that just pretty much puts everyone on the opposite team on blast, making them sitting ducks for you to just take out. It already shown that it has a lot of strategy involved in it. So they put a lot of work into making sure that the multiplayer combat does not disappoint at all. But beyond that, they went into what I believe is the most charming point of the game. The point of the game that's really going to attract the attention of everybody, make everybody love it. And that is the fashion in the game. It's basically doing everything that the Mii characters don't. You have a whole city called Inkopolis, and it's filled with all kinds of stuff for you to do. But the biggest thing is the shops. You earn cash from playing the game, of course, and you go into these shops to buy all kinds of fashion equipment, shirts, pants, shoes, hats, accessories, and of course weapons. And the outfits are not just there for show. They offer support in order to give your character all kinds of special abilities. Maybe a little bit booster in running speed, greater strength, some stealth abilities, all kinds of different things. And there's so many items that they showed, you can just customize your character in so many different ways. it really brings the game into a better light, because now you're going to make sure that no two players are really just going to be the same people. Between the armor, between their fashion accessories, between their equipment, between all of that, every character is going to build themselves to be their own unique person. It's not going to be a whole bunch of clones running around shooting at each other. And that is very appealing. That is great to know that it's going to be like that. And then beyond the standard multiplayer, we come to the campaign mode. Yes, this game has a campaign mode, and it's very interesting. The whole aspect is the little squids going up against their natural enemy, the octopus, or as they call them, the octopi or octillions or whatever. And they're basically just the opposite of the squids in every way. They are just out to destroy the squids, and you have to go through a series of campaign missions battling them in various aspects, having to go up against them in regular form, and those who can look like squid clones, and those that have look like giant bosses and mega robotic bosses. So they made a whole campaign, and they did not slack off. They did not hold back on anything. They delivered. It's going to be huge. I'm a big robot beast. I can't wait to battle against him, because he just looks like he's going to be vicious. And then on top of that, playing through the campaign, you collect these things called little power orbs that you use to power up your equipment and level up your weapons and such. And you also collect these things called sunken scrolls, which are basically the key to unlocking the lore of the game, to find out the entire history of the squids and where they came from. So a lot of people, I know I'm going to be busy doing that, because Nintendo knows how to deliver some really great stories, and I can't wait to dive in and really get to know everything about this. Then the biggest part of the game, what everybody's going to get into, what everybody wants to see, is the online battles. The online battles look like they're actually going to be very sweet, and they're broken down into little categories. But before you even go into that, they even have a battle dojo set up so you can actually practice and prepare for your battles against other people. But once you get into it, you get turf wars, which are just regular battles. You battle against people again, the regular rules, regular stages and everything. And then after that, you get into the ranked matches. The ranked matches being where you really try to prove yourself, build up your rank, build up your stats, go up against people playing very seriously, and so you can get out there and make a name for yourself and really try to build up your stats in this game. But the ranked matches, interestingly enough, won't be unlocked for you until you get your character up to level 10. But then Nintendo decided we're going to do something even bigger than that. Once enough people, an undisclosed number, which they might reveal later, reaches level 10 in the entire online community, it's going to unlock ranked matches for everyone, along with a few special modes that they've teased on. From there, they have a few mini games to play in between matches, and the amiibos that are going to offer 20 missions each, which each mission is going to award you special equipment and more mini games as you beat all of them. And then you're going to have these special events known as Splatfest, and then maybe a few others that they name off in the future. And these events are going to basically split the entire world of Splatoon into two separate groups. They went to cute with this one. They decided to go Team Cats and Team Dogs. But basically the whole aspect of it is everybody who signs on to being on one side and battles against the other side for a period of time, and not just a number of matches, but like a period of time for like a couple of days and everything. And once it's over, everyone who is on the winning side gets special items, like these little orbs that you use to actually increase the power of your weapons. And then finally, the biggest thing, not the biggest aspect of the game, but one of the most important things that Nintendo is doing: free updates, free DLC. They put it out there to let us know that as time moves on, they're going to be releasing more maps, more equipment, more weapons, more game options, more stuff. They're going to continue building on this, and it's going to be absolutely free. They're not going to sell us DLC, they're going to give it to us. Sounds like a classic Miyamoto move. That is probably the biggest selling point of this game, the fact that you're not going to have to buy it again in order to enjoy the content. It's just going to be new content coming out, and you're just going to have it. It's just going to be like, bam, there it is. And some of this stuff, a lot of stuff they could have actually charged for without pissing anybody off or going across that line of abusing DLC, but they decided we're not even going to do that much. We're not going to charge anything for it, you're just going to get it. And then finally, a little teaser that has everybody wondering: for everyone who pre-ordered the game at GameStop, they're going to get a download code to get a free Splatoon skin for their Mii avatar in Smash Brothers. So in Smash Brothers now, if you pre-order the game, you're going to be able to dress up your Mii fighter as a Splatoon character. Which, if they're doing that, makes you wonder. They just might throw in a Splatoon character as a new fighter in Smash Brothers. That would be awesome. And considering they're already giving something away for Smash Brothers in relations to Splatoons, it looks like it could happen. It's not a definite, it's not something that you should expect, but you never know. Nintendo has a way of surprising us, so we'll just have to wait and see. And so basically that's it. The Nintendo Direct was great. If you watched it all the way through, you know exactly what I mean. And if you didn't watch it, take my word for it. They sold the game beautifully. This game is going to be awesome just by looking at it. The look, the feel, the mechanics, the whole overworld, all the different options, the customizations. It's going to be great. And I can't wait to get into this game. So that's pretty much it for this commentary. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, then go ahead and hit that like button. Share it with everyone you know. Leave a comment. And from there, till next time, my friends, take care of yourselves. Well, I hope you enjoyed this commentary, and if you did, then check out some of my other videos. And before you go, make sure you subscribe, or you just might die.